Goodwill brings to you the weekly share market update dated the 16th of December, 2023. Talking about the corporate segment, we have shares of India Renewable Energy Development Agency zoomed over 160% over its issue price of 32 rupees. While some investors might look at booking profits, analysts believe that IRADA is a long-term play and has legs to rally more. Up 19% from previous closed with volumes over 16.3 crore shares. The move came on the back of the state-owned firm floating a retail division for providing loans under PM-KUSUM scheme, rooftop solar, and other business-to-consumer sectors. Shares of Dr. Reddy's Laboratories plunged nearly 5% in the early trade on December 11th. As the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, some of the observations about the company's unit in Telangana have been found to be severe. Brokerage firm Antique Broking said some of the observations were severe in nature and could lead to the unit receiving a warning letter from the U.S. drug regulatory body. The unit is vital for the company's exports to the U.S. and the shipments to that country are a major part of the company's revenue. Shares of Hindalco Industries rose over 3% to hit a 52-week high of 538.50 rupees on December 12 after the company announced plans to set up a battery foil manufacturing facility in Odisha. Volumes in the counter also shot up as 36 lakh shares changed hands on the exchanges so far, higher than the previous day's volume of 28 lakh shares. The company will deploy an investment of up to 800 rupees crore for the new battery foil plant, which will be commissioned by July 2025. The plant will initially produce 25,000 tons of the resilient product, which forms the backbone of lithium-ion and sodium-ion cells. Shares of HPL Electric and Power were locked at 10% upper circuit of 220.65 rupees per share on December 13 after the company bagged order worth 545 rupees crore for smart meters, supporting India's national metering initiative. So far this year, this small-cap stock has soared over 121% as against 13% rise in the benchmark Sensex. Earlier, HPL Electric shares hit 52-week high of 269 rupees apiece on November 6, 2023. In an exchange filing on December 13, the company said that the order was indicative of company's journey to solid market share in competitive smart meter arena. The Adani Total Gas shares deflated over 7% after a 90% rally in the last 1 month, as investors tried to take some money off the table early on December 13, according to analysts. The BSE and the NSE have put the securities of Adani Total under the short-term ASM, additional surveillance measure, framework to caution investors about high volatility in share prices. The multi-bagger scrip has gained nearly 92% in the past 1 month, out of which 65% of the spike came last week alone. Shares of Mastek surged up to 7% on December 14 after the US Fed's dovish pivot sent IT stocks soaring. With optimism about a sooner-than-expected improvement in the macroeconomic environment and interest rate cuts, analysts suggest that investors, particularly those with long-term perspectives, should redirect their attention to the IT sector. Mastek shares have risen over 54% so far in 2023, massively outperforming benchmark NIFTY 50 which has risen 15% during this period. Shares of NBCC Limited surged nearly 6%, scaling a new 52-week high of 84.75 rupees in early trade on December 14, following the company's announcement of securing a project management consultancy contract worth 1,500 rupees crore for the development of 1,469 warehouses and other infrastructure pertaining to the agriculture sector. The company has won the order from the National Cooperative Development Corporation and Primary Agriculture Cooperative Society in various states, NBCC stated in a regulatory filing on December 13. Shares of LTIMindtree jumped 4.5% to hit a 52-week high of 6,215.8 rupees on December 15, after the IT services provider launched a delivery center in Mexico City as part of expanding its presence in Latin America. In the past 1 month, the stock of LTIMindtree has surged 13% as against an 8% rise in the NIFTY IT index. In an exchange filing on December 15, LTI-Mindtree said that the delivery center in Mexico City will enable workforce transformation and localization of the company in the Americas. Shares of JM Financial surged 13% on December 15, following a change in management and allotment of equity shares resulting from the exercise of stock options by eligible employees. The company has appointed Chirag Negandhi as a senior management person, effective December 18. Negandhi brings with him over 2 decades of leadership expertise in capital markets. He has led some of India's largest equity raises and worked closely with several leading business houses, JM Financial said in a regulatory filing. Cyber Media Limited has moved up by 53.75% this week with a change of 11.10 points. It has traded with a net volume of 4.946 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 31.75 against the previous closing price of 20.65. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 21.15, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 31.75 points this week, while shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 82.42. California Software Limited has moved up by 41.37% this week. With a change of 6.35 points, it has traded with a net volume of 4.582 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 21.70 against the previous closing price of 15.35. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 15.75, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 23.25 points this week, while shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 76.85. Energy Development Limited has moved up by 39.68% this week with a change of 8.65 points. It has traded with a net volume of 15.34 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 30.45 against the previous closing price of 21.80. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 21.85, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 36.80 points this week, while shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 79.38. VG Finance Limited has moved up by 36.36% this week with a change of 0.60 points. It has traded with a net volume of 4.768 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 2.25 against the previous closing price of 1.65. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 1.85, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 2.25 points this week, while shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 61.99. Nifty is currently in positive trend. If you are holding long positions, then continue to hold with daily closing stop loss of 21,170. 7 fresh short positions can be initiated if Nifty closes below 21,177 levels. Nifty support levels are 21,297, 21,138 and 21,040. Nifty resistance levels are 21,554, 21,652 and 21,811. Bank Nifty is currently in positive trend. If you are holding long positions, then continue to hold with daily closing stop loss of 47,381. Fresh short positions can be initiated if Bank Nifty closes below 47,381 levels. Bank Nifty support levels are 47,778, 47,412 and 47,191. Bank Nifty resistance levels are 48,365, 48,586 and 48,952.
You can reach us via phone, WhatsApp, or email using the information listed on the screen. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, And don't forget to subscribe for more financial insights. And, as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, happy investing.